I don't really know why the characters are wearing costumes, but you know this marks like our 12th reign? Reign's Trustmaster Reward is a materia that grants a 75% boost to all equipment stats when carrying a single greatsword. It's a pretty strong materia for what it is. Even though it doesn't give boosts like killers or burst damage, you might still use it to fill in any gaps. His Super Trustmaster Reward is another materia that can only be equipped onto physical attackers. It's pretty simple, but powerful, granting a 100% layer burst damage buff and a 200% boost to your unit's layer burst gauge fill rate. Onto his active abilities. Obliterating Mirror of Equity can be awakened further. Energy Wall, Rise, will give your team a small HP barrier. Beast Breaker Plus is unlocked at EX Plus 2, giving you an ability Reign already had at a much more expensive price. Blaze Saber Plus deals fire damage that chains a bolting strike and inflicts a 120% fire imperil. Earth Saber Plus is the same thing but Earth. Standout is Provoke, but also gives Reign a weak mitigation buff. Astral Guard will give Reign a big 90% magic mitigation buff, though you have to deal with the ability's cooldown. True Undermine inflicts a 85% full break. Passives. With his Trustmaster Reward or Super Trustmaster Reward equipped, Reign gets a flat 500 attack and automatically activates Complete Awakening Plus, giving him a 300% stat buff, fills his burst gauge if it's at max level, and gives him a 45% general mitigation buff. The man also has various other abilities. If hit by a magic attack and he somehow survives, he can counter by filling his burst gauge. He prefers to carry a single weapon, and meets half the cap to the chain layer boost. He also has 4 strong killers, best against beasts, and will also automatically give himself a stored attack boost, though these things only apply to normal attacks. However, unlike Riser, the cap is pretty low. At EX plus 3, he gets 500 attack. Let's look at his layer burst. Inflicts a 130% fire imperil, then deals fire damage, and strengthens the damage modifier of Reign's layer burst. Time to change forms. Reign's Brave Shift has a 3-turn duration and a 2-turn cooldown. Onto his active abilities. Reign has gained one ability, Magma Saber, a fire and earth hybrid attack that chains a bolting strike, and strengthens the damage modifier of his layer burst. Passives. He's gained the layer burst damage buff, but lost his layer burst regen. Let's look at his layer burst. Inflicts the fire imperil, gives Reign a strong beast killer buff, then deals strong fire damage that's better against beasts. Let's rank Brave abilities. Raising them just raises their damage modifiers, not their effects. I'd prioritize Magma Saber because it's the strongest ability he has, then Blaze Saber Plus over Earth Saber Plus because Reign mostly works with fire. Time to make a damage rotation. I'll assume you've got his Trustmaster Reward or Super Trustmaster Reward equipped. On turn 1, activate his layer burst. On turn 2, activate his Brave Shift. Cast Earth Saber Plus and double cast Magma Saber. On turn 3, use his layer burst. On turn 4, triple cast Magma Saber. You're forced back to his base form from here, so just go ahead and cast Blaze Saber Plus until his layer burst is ready so you can repeat the rotation again. So, EX2. At EX plus 2, Reign gets Beast Breaker Plus, a very pathetic price that I don't recommend at all. His Super Trustmaster Reward can be good, but I don't suggest chasing it. EX plus 3 is stats, and expensive. Kind of. So how good is Reign? Final Fantasy 1 form. He's actually surprisingly strong. That damage modifier, thanks to the number of scripts and his own modifier buffs, can actually rise significantly, beating out most units without some kind of killer advantage. Furthermore, oddly enough for Reign, hitting the right species isn't really much of an increase, but a buff's a buff. Of course, despite having high modifiers, he's not necessarily as strong as the others, mostly because of the gaping fact he lacks any form of amplification buffs. However, if we ever get a powerful fire buffer, Reign's damage output will skyrocket, and we already have a strong fire debuffer, so hey, what a coincidence. As you can tell, Reign is in rather desperate need of support to really shine, as his own support is pretty lackluster. Nevertheless, he can be a strong unit at a cheap cost, though ultimately being locked to fire still isn't that great. Also, why does the guy with Extreme Nova not chain of Extreme Nova? That's just a bit sad. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, leave a like and subscribe. Comment below if you summon Reign. He's not a bad unit at all, but unfortunately we don't have the support to really make him go the extra mile, and to my knowledge, I don't think Japan does either. I'd like to say I'll get him off banner, but that hasn't been working out for me, so